Oh hey, welcome back to my evaluation of the third level in Earthfall, Data Recovery. Now, I have to admit, the first handful of times I played this specifically for my review, I really had a rough time with this game. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. This time though, yeah, actually I like it quite a bit. So the level starts out as we reach a data center that we need to recover data from, and strangely enough, the pest control van is nowhere to be seen. Not sure what's up with that. And as we approach, we see the door is wide open. The alarm light is spinning. The window to the security booth is completely shattered, and we can just walk right on in to get these guns from the table.
But we can at least try to learn what happened.
Certainly a very spooky and ominous feeling at the beginning of this level as we dive deeper into the bowels of this data center. After clearing out the parking garage, we're allowed access to the first main room, which kind of becomes a hub that we keep coming back to. There are plenty of barricades and propane tanks that you'll definitely want to use to fortify the area. Upstairs we have a health station and a 3D printer that we want to boot up as soon as possible. This will come in handy throughout the rest of the level, so you want to make sure to definitely do this. While exploring the room, you notice we have these interesting alien specimens that are being experimented on, as well as some cool tech that we'll see later on in the game. This provides solid exposition and foreshadowing. Once the facility has some level of operation, we're allowed to proceed to the next area of progression. And that's where we could either go straight through or down to the left to get to the generator room and have that booted up. Going down to the left will reveal some items underneath the stairs, so that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. Next up, we need to reboot some additional generators which will provide power and therefore access to the rest of the facility. Oh, and don't forget to boot up the 3D printer that's in this room. You're definitely going to want it when the inevitable beast or blackout shows up to ruin your day. Now with power fully restored, we need to quickly turn on the cooling systems before everything overheats. Quick tip, unlock this door and access the main hub room from the back way. Ooh. Opening access to all this water makes a lot of noise, so just be ready to fight the swarm.
Okay, let's find the servers.
Alright, so now we've loaded up, we've powered up the facility, and we've activated the cooling system. All that's left is just to retrieve the data. And we should be getting a boss in this hallway. Usually we have a beast or a blackout that spawns. Before proceeding down though, check to the left to get some medical supplies and some new guns. Oh, look, a thresher, haha. Oh, and have I mentioned how much I love the updated revive speed? It's glorious. Proceeding through some of the parking structure, we notice the Earthfall logo there on the left, so definitely go check out that weapons cache for sure.
Gun here. Whiplash. Stay together.
Slowly making our way through the facility, we still haven't run into any humans or any signs of life. However, there is a potential for a lot of gear to spawn in the back of this truck, which to me suggests that there were some humans here trying to hold out, but they didn't make it or they had to fall back. Alright, well, we'll try not to set fire to everything, but we finally make it to the server room, which means the only thing we have left to do is to extract the data. Check the room on the left for some potential auto turrets and other general supplies. And while you can proceed without using the 3D printer or the health station, I highly suggest you boot it up. I think it's really, really worth it. The final security room is also loaded with tons of overpowered weapons like chain guns, auto shotguns, and sniper rifles, suggesting that this was perhaps the last holdout before the facility was abandoned. Jump down here through the cooling tunnels and back up again to access the servers. Once all of the necessary data is acquired, you need to make a break for it by heading back down through the coolant systems and escaping the facility.
Made it.
Alright, so what do I think about data recovery? This is my very high-tech drawing of the map, and I really like the layout. So we start like outside here in the parking garage, make our way in, come to the main hub room, right? Where we have the health station, the 3D printer, and I really like how we continually come through this room and have the opportunity to use this equipment again. It gives the room a lot of purpose, and just because of the health station, of the 3D printer, and there's so many barricades everywhere and opportunities to put barricades, I really like this idea of a central hub room that we keep coming back to. So once we have this booted up and all taken care of, we come down this way to the generator room, we boot up the 4 generators, back up through and heal, or we can take the secret entrance, which I highly recommend, heal, get new gear, and then proceed to this room. Activate all of the valves. You hold out here, you come back into the main room, heal, get a new weapon, and then proceed out this way to the server room. And so having that flow of familiarity that we're really utilizing the presence of this space is what I really like about this level. And that brings me to what I don't like about this level, originally just because of the location of this level. It's an underground bunker, server room type. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's claustrophobic, it's uncomfortable, and honestly, that's probably pretty intentional. Despite that, it is unique and it does stand out from all of the other Earthfall maps. So that's always a plus. Perhaps the thing that I hated most about it is when I played it through the first 10 times, I just kept dying and I just kept being overwhelmed, even on the easy and the normal difficulty setting. Now, if I was to make it all the way to this room and able to download all of the data, I would always get caught up during the escape sequence. Probably 80 to 90% of my deaths was after I recovered the data, but before I was able to make the escape. And since this level is more checklist oriented and less action oriented, and especially playing single player, it's just so frustrating to have to do all of that stuff over and over and over and over and over again, which is why I seriously believe this game needs to have a checkpoint. For this particular level, I would suggest right before coming into this room would be like the checkpoint. So we come into this room, we get some supplies, we boot up the 3D printer in the health station, then we download the stuff, and then we make a break for it. I think having a checkpoint there would be just perfect. Oh, and by the way, for anyone who complained that Spider-Man didn't have enough puddles, well, this level has got your back. Overall, though, I would rate data recovery and okay. Thanks for watching, my Koopalings.